Hello and welcome back to the Roads of Elden Ring, DLC edition. Today we are going to have a look at our first real dungeon, I think, because we need this in order to progress to another area. So we are currently in the Dragon's Pit. I think this is... no, not the only dungeon, but so far the only dungeon in this DLC that we need to go through in order to unlock another area. Later on, there is another dungeon that we need to unlock this area down here. But for now, we're going through the Dragon's Pit, and then we are going to visit the big dragon. We're not going to do the rest of the dragon area, because that requires another video. I think, if I'm wrong, you will see the whole thing right now, but I don't think I'm that wrong right here. Because I have something else planned, because down here we also have a small quest line with two different outcomes, or not, with two different rewards, I should say. The outcome is not that different, to be honest, but we're going to do some NPC dialogue now that we've broken the rune. Can I even do it? I don't know. Let me test out some things. But first, Dragon's Pit. Pretty small area. Or pretty small dungeon. But a pretty unique dungeon to that. If you're going through this level, you might want to use a holy infused weapon. What I would suggest, if you have the right stats for it, the new weapon that we got already in the game, I just need to find it. Let me see. It's the big ass hammer. Where are the big ass hammers? There. The black steel great hammer. I would suggest you using that if you have the requirements for it. Just because, first of all, somewhere in here, further holy imbuement will amplify the effect and greatly increase the armament's power. So you want to imbue this with holy damage. And I also would suggest you putting... where is it? Ashes of War, there we have him. I would also suggest putting Sacred Blade on it, that's pretty good. And then, if you want to go a bit further in your offhand, you want to use the Golden Epitaph, specifically the Last Rites Ash of War. Now we'll do that here, because small damage check. Oh. Not with this one, with the big one. I want to do a small damage check. But for that we need some numbers. Where is the HUD? There we go. Now we can see stuff. Normal attack while he is unaware. 1203 damage. And of course we have to kill him twice, so to speak, at least before he wakes up. Now let's do the same thing again, just with the Last Rites buff. 1203 damage. So apparently I can drop down here without him noticing. Oh. Yeah. Do the Last Rites. Now let's approach. Yeah. Look how massive the damage is, and on top of that you don't need to deal with them. So Last Rites, extremely strong. Of course there are similar Ashes of War that you can put on other weapons that behave similar to Last Rites. But I think this one is the strongest. And it applies to other weapons. I think Sacred or Shared Order, the one that is an aura buff, a bit weaker. Might be wrong though. But yeah, alright. Let's have a look at this cave. Because this is a very unique cave. This is the only one that looks like this, I think. With the candles lit and these vases here. Probably holding dragon's blood. Probably there to hold dragon's blood. Currently empty though. And of course we have a bunch of undead beastmen, I think, right? Are these the undead beastmen? Yeah, true. These are. But in and out of... just smithing stone one. In and out of itself, it's not that special right now, but it becomes a bit more epic later on. Or later on, in a short time. With epic I mean just the visuals look quite intriguing. Specifically this room over here. I feel like this is the most unique thing about this game. You will see, or you see, down there is the entrance, or another corridor. This is where we come out of. And then we're looking at this big chalice, or this big bowl over there. It looks very unique, everything here. I appreciate that. And by the way, if you're wondering why I sound like this, I just woke up like 20 minutes ago, and yeah, I think I have the cold or something. Whatever. Or the start, at least. Ooh. Don't you dare pushing me like that. Right. Luckily or sadly, depends on what type of person you are, this area isn't that complex. You've seen in the chamber before this one, there were two choices, one with a small cave, in a cave, or a small corridor that led to nothing, where there were just these 6 level 1 smithing stones, and then here we go either through this door, or through this entrance, or corridor, whatever, or we have a look through here and see that it ultimately leads into the same area. So it's your choice. Nope, that's not how it works. I don't even know why I'm getting rid of all these enemies. They can't really see me, but I just noticed that now, to be honest. That they can't see me. That's why the damage test was so easy, otherwise they would have been alerted. Why do I even kill them? Right. Now here we have, first of all, there's a small window that we were in before. Now we have two options, through here or through here. And if you've seen the layout or memorized the layout from before a bit, then this leads to the big chalice, because it goes down, right? And this leads somewhere else, and we can hear some breathing in the background, potentially. Somewhere in that direction here. And let's see what's up there. In this cave. There's a magma worm. And he's not actually seeing me, he got triggered. But I always wonder with the magma worms, And with always, I meant just before I recorded this episode, because I knew where I wanted to go. How's their magma breathing organ working? Because you have to fuel it somewhere or somehow, right? So it's molten rocks and stone and earth and stuff like that. So he probably eats rocks at some point to refuel himself, right? But then if that is the same organ like the stomach, if the stomach is the one that produces the heat to melt the stones and stuff, then everything else he eats gets instantly burned and all the nutrients go to waste. So probably he has probably two stomachs, right? That he can somehow switch between. That's how I would imagine it. One for the rocks that superheats things, and then one for normal food like meat. Otherwise, why would he need these teeth? But let's have a look at this worm, because that looks quite cool. I've never looked at them from up close because I couldn't. They have this weird mixed colored eye. On the lower part it's blue, on the upper part it's like orange yellowish. I mean, this just looks fun. It's probably a fun enemy to design, or was a fun enemy to design. Looks pretty cool though. The different segmented tails on the lower side. And these useless wings. But it's kinda... I mean, for them using a weapon, right? That's the interesting part, because that means that these are a bit more intelligent than your normal dragons, how you would imagine them to be. These are more intelligent than the regular fantasy worm, I think. Well, to be honest, dragons in other fantasy media can talk or have telepathic links, and they can understand the protagonist sometimes, so, well, yeah. But whatever. What I wonder is how he gets in and out of this cave, because yes, he has a hole in the roof, but he can't fly. Maybe he can jump that high, that could be a possibility, because through these corridors he doesn't fit. Maybe he fits through this hole over here, but that would be a tight fit. Maybe he got in here once he was small, and then he grew bigger here, and he got fed by the... Well, that would be boring, right? He got fed by the beastman. Oh, whatever. Enough worm lore. Let's continue into the next chamber, into the final chamber, which is over here. And it's very rare that the developers leave messages. Be brave, show no fear is the developer message. And in this game these are a bit more distinct to the ones in previous games, where they just looked like normal player messages. But the only thing that we can do here, really, if we have a look at the rest of the area, is to go over there, right? So maybe we can interact with the chalice, maybe you can walk on this mist and then you're getting teleported away, or no? We're falling. And somehow we survive this fall, because everyone knows that ash is that of a lifesaver. Because, right, you can jump out of an airplane, but when you land on ash, you're fine. a thin sheet of ash is even enough, right? Or sand or whatever this is. You can even land feet first, no broken bones. Nothing. You're fine. You can just walk it off. But here we have the boss of the area, which is the ancient dragon man that invaded us before in front of the cave. Just this time in flesh, with the new stupid dragon look. I mean, it's not that stupid compared to Dark Souls 3. But in my opinion, still Dark Souls 2 had the best looking dragon form. But I get it, it's like they're starving themselves to become dragons, like meditating and starving and doing nothing else, but it feels stupid anyways. But yeah, he's using a new weapon type, the Great Katana, I think it's called, right? And I guess he's using the Dragon Communion Seal, of course he is. So let's see what moves he has. Just regular NPC moves. The new Ash of War for this weapon. Can you do some magic, please? Some incantations. Some Dragon Communion. Yeah. So we got the Magma Breath. Is there anything else? No, I think that's it, right? Is that his only spell? And he's a fairly difficult fight, I would say. Because, first of all, he deals a lot of damage. And second of all, you encounter him at a very early stage in your journey through the lands between. Because at this moment, you're not having that many upgrades, that many Shadow Tree, Shadow Fragment upgrades, and thus you take even more damage. Right? So, if I have a look at my health bar now, while I can't die, I can certainly take damage up to 1, I think. And if we have a look, I'm already dead. Like, he needs probably 2 hits, 2 or 3 hits maximum, to kill me outright. Like this character. Even at this level. At the highest level possible, granted. I'm not having the best damage reduction right now, but still. Now the only thing that we can do, of course, is we can go up again, like every nice dungeon, but we can also go further. And once we do that, we're out of this cave. And of course we have another set of grace. But the unique thing, I really appreciate that they created a unique thing here. And with unique, I not only mean unique to the DLC, but unique to the whole game. Because while we have in the DLC also new looking dungeons, for example the jail type dungeons, they have a unique to this DLC specific design and look to it. There are more of these. There are multiple jail type dungeons and they look very similar. They have the same aesthetics. And this is just a cave. And the catacombs in this game, there are also multiple catacombs. And the style of the catacombs, the looks I mean, are the same to the base game. But the mechanics that we have in them are also a bit unique. Where I really appreciate that with the catacombs they have in this DLC, they have different kind of themes to them. At least somewhat different. So, and in this cave we also, we of course have the dragon imagery. All these dragon statues, these are not unique. I guess they're unique to a cave. And then we have this big chalice with blood in it, which is amazing. That they probably harvested from a dragon, right? They killed a dragon and then pour the blood into the chalice to ritually drink out of it or whatever. Ritualistically. And now we're in this fairly wild looking area. Foot of the jagged peak. Amazing. And this is the jagged peak. Of course there's a storm surrounding the peak because Bale is still there. I kinda wish we had more storm imagery around the peak itself. Not just the sky with the faint lightning. But this is what we get so far. It's kind of funny how the sky also changes for apparently the entire area. But from a different angle the sky looks completely different again. But here the gameplay isn't really in the focus anymore, I feel like. Because there's not much here to discover. Let's see what's there. Another developer message, apparently. Here we have... that's not a developer message, it's Egon. Is it his name, Egon? Yeah, I think so. And we will encounter him probably next episode again. Not this one, though. It's getting a bit stormy right now. There's a small pond with a dragon lying inside of it. And a few other dragons out here. Because this is, again, a battlefield, and it will become clearer next episode. But here we have two factions of dragons fighting each other. There are the dragons that are loyal to Bale, and then there are the dragons that are loyal to Placidusax. And look at that, oh. I wanted to pet his head while he was sleeping. Whatever. But technically it's not a dragon, it's a wyvern, right? Because this one has no two front legs. But doesn't that mean that the wyverns in this game, the thing that we encountered in the cave, are even more developed than these things? Because yes, these have wings, but at least the wyvern has a set of wings and 4 legs. Isn't that more advanced? So, here we have two choices. You can either go to the east, or we can go to the south. And the south is my choice right now. Here we will encounter a few more lightning goats, because of course of the weather. Or lightning rams. And also some undead again. Some undead beastmen. But other than that, there's not really much to discover here. Like, we can go down the valley or up on these cliffs, but ultimately there's really not that much to do here. And even if you are being seen, because you play this game normally, you can just ride through this area without fighting. You don't need to fight. And then we have this site in front of us. And this is something somewhat unnerving still. Like having this big maw open. This is again the fear of extremely large things, right? That sometimes triggers. And I mean the eye is even open. You don't even want to get close to that maw. But you can. You can get close to that thing. The Grand Altar of Dragon Communion. We can even go inside of it. Partially. That's the tongue, and that's it. Hooray. And it didn't kill us. Even more hooray. So, here we of course have another site of grace. And here we have another NPC. Here we have I don't think she tells us her name. Or is she? Let's talk to her.
Warrior true, picture yourself feasting upon a dragon's essence, on the throbbing heart of the oldest, vilest dragon of them all. It would be the purest form of communion, the fullest sating of your hunger and your consummation as a dragon whole. Yes, as it should be. Now, seek the jagged peak. There you will find Bale, the oldest and vilest of all dragons, land-bound warrior. Follow your desire and slay the foul beast. Devour its throbbing heart. I will grant you the strength required. In the name of my lord, Placidusax.
Right. And we're getting a blessing. Similar to the blessing that we get from, what's her name? Thea, right? Here, Ancient Dragon's Blessing. Quite the useless thing. I mean, it's a damage reduction boost for a short duration, but you use it once and then it's gone forever. Kind of boring. But it's kind of interesting what this implies here, because I don't think she was human once, right? Of course, she has the humankind model, and she has the second dragon transformation, because there are two in this game actually. We have the fuck is that? Good item name. Where is it? Where are the transformation items? Down here. We have the rock heart that the dude in the cave used. That's the rock heart transformation. Then we have the priestess heart, which transforms us into this type of dragon thingy. And then there's another one which has nothing to do with dragons, but it's also transformation. Of course, you have to be naked in order to use them. Of course, your resistances are shit after you use them. Not unlike in Dark Souls 2, where you're actually getting a pretty sick looking armor. But in this game, you're naked once more. What does it do? It boosts some dragon shit. Like, they boost different types of incantations, and that's it. I think, right? Might be wrong. This transformation boosts your red lightning attacks, maybe? And then the rock hard transformation, like the other dragon type there that we've seen, boosts your... the rest? I have no idea. Write it down into the comments if you know what they boost, but they're boosting something. Excuse me. But this NPC has a quest line. And the quest line is basically go and kill Bale and come back. That's the quest line of her. But she has 2 different outcomes. And for one of the outcomes, you need to do some bizarre things for some reason. I think killing Bale and coming back is the best reward, because then you're getting her mace, like her weapon, which is... Let's see... Where are the hammer type weapons? Which is this one. The Flowerstone Gavel. No, I can't attack here, right? At what point? Ah, here. You can cast lightnings with that. Pretty cool. And the rest is a regular mace, but it feels a bit longer than the other ones. And I think you're getting the dragon transformation? Might be wrong, but I think you're getting the dragon transformation. And the mace. Maybe the dragon transformation. But the mace for sure. And then if you're doing the more convoluted part of the quest line before killing Bale, you're getting her as a summon. Do I have her? There we go. She's called Florisax. And yes, she is an ancient dragon. And that's what I mean. I don't think she was once human and consumed enough hearts to become a dragon, to become this dragon priestess form. But ancient dragons, I guess, can transform into humanoid warriors. Because that's why she called us landbound. Because right now she's also landbound, right? She has no wings. But she can transform into one of these ancient dragons with the 4 set of wings, with the red lightning around. And that's the cool thing. But of course, if you summon her, she can't transform. Like, imagine... Oh, that would be so cool. That would be kind of cool if they would implement this. If you would... That if there is enough space... And it's only possible in certain areas, that would be cool, right? Where if you would summon her, let's say in an arena where there's a lot of space, she transforms into the ancient dragon form. That would be amazing. And in areas like smaller caves and such, she would stay in the humanoid form. That would be cool. But that's sadly not the case. Alright, and if you do the convoluted part of her questline, then you're also getting a specific spell that sounds good in theory, but is terrible, which is this Dragon Bolt of Florisax, which is calls down red lightning to bolster the caster and nearby allies. When enrobed with the red lightning, all forms of damage negation, including physical, are increased. This also increases damage negation while guarding as an additional effect. This sounds pretty cool, right? But then you notice that this thing requires 52 faith. And then you notice that this requires to do the second quest line, on the second part of the quest line, which means you're not getting the weapon, which means you're also not getting the transformation, and you have to do more stuff. And while it looks cool, it's ultimately weaker, the damage negation is weaker than the one from Golden Vow. Like, it looks better, it sounds better, it requires more to do for you and it requires more stats. But ultimately, the only thing where this one has an edge over Golden Vow is that your blocks also become stronger. And if you want that, that's fine, but I would say it's not that worth it. Only for the looks. So let's quickly have a look how it looks. And then let me tell you how to do the quest line, right? Because I'm already over my 30-minute mark, which is unfortunate. But this is why I didn't... Where are my casting tools? I went into from the wrong side. I can probably... No, not here, right? I need to get into the... Could start to hit things zone again. Let's do it over here. And now you are enveloped in lightning. And these are the stats right now. 61 physical and let's say 70 fire. These are easy to remember. So, quest line wise, and we can have a look at the dragon a bit more while we're at it. Because of course the heart is gone. Right? That's the most important thing. I wonder who ate the heart. Because if you're consuming the heart of a dragon, you become stronger. But this dragon is massive. This is the biggest dragon in the entire game. And whoever ate that heart must have been empowered by it. So remember the number 61 and 70. And I'm not going any further over here because here starts the red area. This is how you get to the red area over here, which looks pretty epic. But let's go over to, first of all, the stats. 61 and 70 fire. So it gave me 2.5 damage reduction to the fire, and it gave me like it's pretty weak. Let's compare that to Golden Vow. Where the fuck? There. I'm just comparing the physical and the fire damage reduction. Here we have Golden Vow. Let's switch. I cast it here. It's the same. It's not even worse. It's the same. Or it's not. It's not even worse. Golden Vow and this one, I talk shit. But Golden Vow in general is better. Just doesn't look as amazing, right? But in order for this quest line to continue, you first need the Great Rune to break, and we achieved that. And then you need to go back and talk to certain NPCs. Let's do that. You need 2 NPCs in total. I think you need Tholier and you need some more. Let's talk to Tholier first.
Oh, are you not affected? Even with the spell broken, I'm feeling rather lost. Haunted by memories of St. Trina. Her visage, her scent, the lure of velvety sleep. Would kindly Nicola chasten me for falling for St. Trina, while knowing that she was the discarded half? The problem is, I simply cannot help it. I would sacrifice everything just to gaze upon her one last time.
Okay, dude. It's kind of weird, but you do you. Right. Nothing more to do here. I think he shouldn't be able to... No. Good. Now let's talk to some more. And maybe Ansbach as well, but I don't think you need Ansbach for that, right? Let's see. Let's talk to some more.
I don't feel it. It's broken. Kind Micola's light is gone. But I stand tall. Together, we work. Together. For Micola the Kind.
Right.
I don't know what to do. Our mother abandoned her brood. She did not love us. We are her children. What should we do? Must we be sad forever?
Ooh, and this question. This question is very important for a certain thing in the near future, and if you have seen the playthrough, you know what this means. And this is not the questline that I needed, but that I got right now. So let's talk about it. You have 3 options and every option does something different. If you say, put it behind you, you're getting the most out of it, but it's part of a very sad ending. Now the spoiler part, if you say put it behind you, he will eventually fight you in the big NPC and player battle. In my favorite fight in the entire game, just because of the music theme and because of the theme overall, I think. Not the best fight mechanically, but the best fight feels wise, I think, is the best thing I can describe it, or the best word I can describe it with. If you say remain sad forever, he will ultimately die. That's it. And if you say I don't know, he will stay here forever and be your merchant. So let's say that for now.
I don't know either. Till we meet again.
So, but
I don't. Our mother, she did. Must we be?
okay, let's don't know. Can I purchase that? Nope.
Till we meet again.
So let's see if I have to reset. This is something with the quest lines. Like he usually has an item that I can give to SotE, but I don't know what triggers it. Can I do that now?
Hello. I don't. Our mother, she did. We.
What the fuck? Do I need to talk to Zansbach?
Kindly, the fog that vexed my aging faculties
Whoops.
has been lifted, and follies better left forgotten haunt me once again. Once, in an attempt to free Lord Moog from his enchantment, I challenged tender Mikola, only to have my own heart rather artfully stolen. I knew not how weak I was. I believed that with sufficient mastery, even an Empyrean would be within reach of my blade. I could not have been more mistaken. Mikola the Kind is a monster, pure and radiant. He wields love to shrive clean the hearts of men. There is nothing more terrifying.
He's right.
I always friend to you.
Nice.
I don't. Our
No.
mother, she did. We must we.
Give me the thing for Sir Tholier or whatever. Okay, let's not do it. Let me tell you what to do at some point. Maybe I need to go to throw the airbag and then do some more, whatever. Let me go through it.
I'm feeling rather lost, Trina.
Yeah, not much to do here. Okay. I don't know what I need to do to progress this. Maybe explore the Black Keep a bit, maybe reload the area a bit more, or go down here because the seal should be broken. Maybe that's the thing. I need to go into the fissure. It doesn't matter. The thing is, at some point, some more once gives you an item that you have to give to Tholier over here. And then Tholier has a specific item in stock that he sells you, which is a potion that instantly kills you because you fall asleep. It's a sleeping agent, right? If you do not fall asleep, you drink that, you fall asleep forever. It's a bit drastic, but right. And you can give that potion to what's the name? Florisax over here, because during the night, I think, she starts meditating. Where the like the quest design. Where the fuck is she? Whatever, during the night, at some point... This triggers me now, I don't like it. Okay. These quest lines are shit, but whatever. During the night or at some point you can give her the potion. You can sneak the potion. Like, why would you even drug her with that? Like, that's the first thing. Why would you even do that? That's the shittiest, like, what the fuck are you doing? But you can give her the potion, she falls asleep. Usually dragons don't fall asleep. Like, what she's doing, she's giving her strength to Placidusax somehow while meditating. Because Placidusax is her lord, right? And you disrupt that apparently by giving her the potion, and she falls asleep, which lets her say, like, that's the biggest dishonor that she can do, like, she's not supposed to fall asleep, and then apparently that's a bad thing in dragon society, whatever, and she no longer has a master, because she has forsaken Placidusax, and thus he has forsaken her, whatever. And then, for some reason, she's somewhat okay with that, or whatever, and she pledges herself to you after defeating Bale, and you get her as a summon. That's the story. Huh? Or if you kill Bale, she's gone. Huh? Like, what is this? What the fuck is the storyline? But there are two things, right? One, the more complicated thing where you actually need her to appear, and that it doesn't matter. I don't know the exact trigger points. I know how it works roughly. But when they appear and when they disappear, it's a mystery to me, and I hate it. Blech. I hate the story. I hate the way From Software does the storylines, like the physical mechanics behind it, with the reloading areas, with the you have to talk to them here in this area, you have to talk to them in the next. This is I don't like that quest design. Could be much better, but whatever. The stories themselves are great. The way they are built into the game and how they physically work are shit. That's my conclusion. But now we are standing here in this epic area, and it's time to end the episode. So, we're at the start, at the foot of the jagged peak. We've done the Dragon's Pit, which means I can get rid of the marker here. And I must say, at this point, it becomes very epic, right? Once you go into the cave and you come out of the other side, you're getting hyped. Because once you see the dragons, right, you think, yeah, this is the dragon part. I want to explore this shit. And then you see the sky with the faint lightning, and the closer you're getting to the peak, the more violent the storm becomes ultimately. And you wanna explore more. Ultimately, we will see next episode what they've made out of the jagged peak. But up to this point, ultimately, it's pretty cool, right? You're getting hyped for it, which is amazing. And this area looks amazing too, like very rough rock formations, remnants of the ancient dragon communion stuff, like these statues and whatnot. Pretty cool visual wise, right? So we will see in next episode what all of this harbors, especially the jagged peak over there, because it looks menacing, it looks evil, and it's going to be fun to explore, probably. But let me know what you think about this area so far, if you got hyped on your first playthrough, or if for some reason you haven't even played the game yet. if this would hype you up, or if it's a letdown somehow. I've told you the storyline of Florisex so far. What do you think about that? I would like to know, because I find it lackluster, personally. But maybe you like it. Who knows? That's definitely it from me, and I see you in the next episode. Goodbye.